welcome back to the studio. Pretty excited. We've got a kiln here with some brand new molds in it and glass on top that we've never fired these before. I haven't seen them yet. Nikki hasn't seen them yet. We're waiting for you to open this kiln and get excited about the results inside. So the intention is I have these molds that are supposed to be for little mushroom caps. So they're a little mushroom cap that goes like this. I'm not even sure how you're supposed to use them. I didn't look it up at all. I did not consult the manufacturer's instructions, their guidelines, their mold shape, their glass shape, nothing. All I did was prime them, cut some glass, measure for some glass, cut glass, put it in this kiln. Because I like to kind of do my own experimentation. That way, I'm not pigeonholed into what other people are doing. I can move off on different tangents based on my own experience. Plus, I have a whole lot of fun doing that. So I'm not sure what to expect in here. So come on over, let's open this kiln. Oh boy. Okay, well, we have totally unexpected results. So normal slumping temperature is 1265. I took these to 1200 because number one, it was only a single piece of glass, which is thinner. Number two, we were draping going over the top. And I had anticipated that the entire 6-inch round piece of glass would evenly drape over this mold, kind of like a uniform, like a flower petal. Well, no, it didn't behave at all. Check this out. Look, we've got these crazy little shapes. They're kind of cool on their own, but they're not what I wanted. So let's sort of take these out and see what we have. Now look, notice that the glass is larger. You know, it was measured larger than this base, but look, it's sticking out a little bit. That could be a problem if this part of the glass doesn't melt down and conform to that ceramic tightly. If the glass melts over this, that can be a problem. So we want to avoid that. This one over here where the pieces are cut a little, with a design, it is great. It's going inside that ceramic, so that's good. But over here, it's a little bit over. And then this whole little crazy shape. Now this has happened to me before when I was making a pendant light. And I had the pieces and they came out kind of like what I call a taco. It wasn't really what I wanted. I wanted, again, uniform drape on all the sides. So I think what we're going to do here is, in the past what I would do is take this glass right here, refire it to a hotter temperature. So at a higher temperature, my hope is that this glass will conform to that mold and we'll get that uniform drape all the way around. Now, what I'm going to do is take these out. Let's look at them and see what kind of crazy shapes we have. Now, this one was a 6-inch circle, just perfectly round. And look, it's got a nice, relatively flat bottom. And let's see if it stands up by itself. Look at that. It kind of stands by itself. It's interesting. It's not what I wanted. I mean, you could display it like that. It could be like a sea creature. It could be, it could be a little fountain spout. I don't know. It's definitely not a flower. Not the flower I intended. So let's go over here and take this other one out. Now this one had an irregular edge. This one is a little, it's funny.
Kind of like it.
I know, I kind of like it too. See, this is why experimentation is so darn fun. Look at this. Now, if this were in a pink or in some other colors or purple or whatever, this would be amazing. And if we liked this shape and intended this shape, that would be even more amazing. But we didn't. So let's take it over here and compare it to this one. Now this one was a 6-inch circle with a bit of a, now this one doesn't want to sit quite right, with a bit of a pattern. And look, it bent more and more easily where that indentation was, where there was less glass. So that's interesting. Well, if we could use it like that. Oh gosh, I don't know. What are we going to, I don't know what we're going to do with these. Other than, there we go, we got that. That's sort of, we got that. What happens if we turn this one over? It's supposed to be, I don't know, it's almost like some sort of spaceship thing, but it's definitely not what I anticipated, which was a nice uniform bell-shaped flower. So, what we're going to do, this one has a lot more, the shape to it seems to have encouraged a little more movement on the glass, whereas the complete round seemed to resist a little bit of movement. So what I think I'm going to do, well, what I would love to do is have 2 more of these darn molds, and I would fire these 2 plus 2 more brand new ones together. See what happens. I'm going to fire these to a hotter temperature. The normal slumping temperature is 1265. We fired these to 1200 because they're a single piece of glass and because I'm not familiar with this mold. I'm going to fire these to 1265, and it could potentially break this glass. I'm okay with that. I'm kind of finding my parameters. The extreme low that did not give me what I wanted, and the higher temperature that might cause this glass to break, because if this conforms to the mold too tightly, the ceramic's going to cool slower than the glass, and the glass is going to break. But it's just a single piece of clear. At this point, it's interesting and cool, but it's not at all what I wanted, so I have to keep moving forward. I can't just hold on to this. Now, in the back of my head, I'm thinking about other options for these for future projects. All right, so for today's solution, we're going to put these back in the kiln and refire them to 1265. Again, we're risking breakage, but you know what? I would rather do that to know if I get the results at that temperature or if I don't. So let's go ahead and take these back to the kiln. Now sometimes the shape of your glass is consistent with the location of the coils in your lid. If your coils run this direction, like front to back in your lid, a lot of times you'll get a project that looks like that. Now this has a coil that has a rectangular, a square shape and a round shape. So I find that a little interesting and odd that this fired that way. And you know, all the kilns, that you think they have even heat in them, everywhere in the kiln, and a small chamber should. But sometimes the way the heat works in the kiln, it changes the way your piece is. So this came out of the kiln like this. Okay, I'm thinking maybe we put it back in like that and see what happens. Another variation, another interesting thing. Now this one came out this way. Put it back in there. Suppose we turn it that one as well, this direction. So is that giving us the information that we want, or is it adding another variation? Good question. So maybe we turn this one, but we leave this one in the orientation it came out in. So we're trying to get as much information out of this firing as possible. So we're going to close this down. I'm going to go ahead and start it up. I'm going to fire this to 1265, hold it for 10 minutes, and then let it cool down to room temperature. So thanks for joining me. We're going to see what the results are on this one, and then I'm probably going to try another pattern, another design, and refire again at that hot temperature. First, we want to know if these are going to survive or not survive. If they don't survive, well then next fire will be at a lower temperature than 1265. So real exciting stuff here, right? Isn't it fun for you to be experimenting with me and seeing how things go on brand new projects? So thanks so much for joining me. Hope you're enjoying these exciting stuff. And follow my blog and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out my website. I've got lots of resources there for you, lots of great information. I have a new vlog up, new blog up. Nikki's doing a terrific job, helping me with all of my social media, keeping us current, keeping us up to date. So we got a lot of stuff we want to share with you, a lot of stuff for you to enjoy. So thanks again for joining me, and until next time, happy fusing.